Hello, and welcome back to another episode of HBO Max. I don't know the name of this podcast, apparently. I'm really excited.
Really?
Yes. I'm excited for Lord of the Rings, to discuss the Lord of the Rings, the finale. Before that, hi, I'm Makenna. Joining me as always is Brandon. Hi, Brandon. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Woohoo! Wow! Yeah! Finishing Lord of the Rings month. What a roller coaster. Before that, though, I'm gonna hop into the facts and figures. Very quick. Listen, we're only a minute in, and I'm getting right into it. Get right into it. Return of the King! The final installment of The Lord of the Rings. Released December 17th, 2003. Budget of $94 million. Box office of $1.146 billion. That's a lot of money. It was the highest grossing film of 2003. And it peaked at number 2 of highest grossing movie of all time. It is now the 27th movie of all time, highest grossing movie of all time. Which, pretty good. Pretty decent. Still in the top 50. It was nominated and won. It won all 11 Oscars it was nominated for, including Best Picture. It is the only movie to do 100% sweep of their nominations.
It's a lot. It's like I think it tied like Ben-Hur for the most Oscars in a year.
Ben-Hur and Titanic for most awards won by a single film. We've already done 2 of those. We need to do Ben-Hur to round it out.
Okay. It's a pretty sick movie.
I don't know what it's about. Is that a Bible movie?
No, it's set in like the Roman era. It's famous for its like gladiator scenes, like the chariot races in Ben-Hur are like the thing that it's most known for.
Okay. I'm in. It was the first fantasy movie to win Best Picture. And yeah, it was the largest sweep of Oscars.
I guess Ben-Hur is a Christian movie to some extent.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I don't know, but apparently it is. There's some Jesus going around during the whole Ben-Hur thing.
Oh, I missed that when I was in Catholic school. Apparently,
yeah, I've only ever seen like the set pieces from it.
Hold on, let me see if I can read my writing. For the scenes of the Battle of the Black Gate, they got like a few hundred New Zealand Army guys who were so enthusiastic they kept breaking their wooden swords and spears. The Spider Shriek was made from a plastic alien toy, the Hiss of Steam, and the Tasmanian Devil Shriek. Oh, Viggo. I'm Mortensen. Mortensen? Yep. Okay.
Viggo Mortensen.
He bought the horse he rode on for most of the movie, which I thought was adorable. And when Sam gets married at the end of the movie, I even watched the video. I guess he was so awkward kissing the girl that the actress that Billy Boyd and Viggo Mortensen came out on set to watch it, and then they kissed. And it's on the extended edition DVD, and I watched they talked about it in an interview segment, and Billy Boyd said he thinks he fell in love a little bit when it happened. It's a really cute interview, and they even have like the footage of them kissing and everything. Yeah, I've been watching so much Lord of the Rings BoneCon in the last week. Like,
there's a lot of it.
There's a
lot of it.
And even just like interviews, like Dominic Monaghan. Is that how he was?
Monahan, yeah.
Yeah. And Billy Boyd, they did a autocomplete interview, I think last year, the year before, which was really good. I love their chemistry. They got great chemistry. I think they have a podcast as well.
Oh, really?
I think so, because in my recommended then, they were on James and Oliver Phelps's podcast, who they played Fred and George Weasley. So, of course, I added that to the watch later list, so I'm excited to watch that, listen to that. Yeah, I'm very happy there's a lot of BoneCon associated with this franchise because, oh boy, I already love it.
Yeah, when you get the extended, like this, it's packed with so much stuff.
That's awesome.
Because they're just like, yeah, like they just like documented every single thing that they did while they were making the movie.
That's brilliant. Amazing. Those are all my facts and figures because, I really just want to talk about the movie. Okay.
So what'd you think?
Oh my god. I cried a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah. There were so many ups and downs. Because originally, I didn't realize, or I forgot. I shouldn't say I didn't realize. I forgot that it was 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
So I didn't plan out my time right last night. I was like, okay, I'll just watch half of it tonight, half of it tomorrow. And then I got halfway through and I'm like, I can't stop now. Like, I need to finish the movie. What's gonna happen? I don't know.
Once it gets going, like the movie doesn't stop.
No, it does not.
It's like from the moment Pippin lights the beacons, the movie is just like all gas, no brakes.
It's so good. I didn't watch. No, I listened to the spider scenes, I guess, because there were a couple. I wasn't expecting the second one. It was still terrifying, even when all I could see was just like that little tiny bit through my fingers. And even most of that was just the black bar of the movie. I could really only see the captions. It sounded scary. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
I was glad though that there was only one spider that I had to avoid seeing, and not like in Chamber of Secrets where there's just a shit ton of them.
Yeah, there's not like an army of spiders. Yeah, and it's just Shelob.
Yeah, because I was really scared because I didn't know when the spiders were going to happen. I knew it was at some point, and it was 4 hours. It could happen at any point. And then, like, I saw the spider webs on the wall, and I'm like, okay, this is where the hands are going up. I'm not taking any chances. So that was very scary. I got some questions.
Okay.
How do they have so many arrows?
That I don't know. It appears that Legolas kind of does like he retrieves his arrows, I guess.
Oh, that's smart.
But yeah, it does seem like he has infinite arrows.
It reminded me of like that Minecraft enchantment where it was infinite arrows. You only needed one, and bam, you were set for life. That was the best. That and the fire bow. OP. You were good for any fight. Is the undead green army people invincible? Or are they invincible?
I guess kind of. Like they're already dead.
Right.
They're like ghosts, so I don't. They seem to be, like you can't. I mean, because Aragorn has the magic sword, and so they don't like the magic sword, but
no, they don't like the magic sword. That's a big sword.
Oh, it's fucking huge,
dude! I didn't realize how long it was. It's a huge sword. Fit for a king, I guess. Who leads the orcs and hostile mobs now? Do they all die in that like fissure, or like what are they doing now?
So we don't totally know. Tolkien did play around with writing a sequel at some point, and he wrote like the first chapter of it.
Mhm.
And in that, it's implied that like there are still like orcs and goblins still around in the world, hanging around, but they're just kind of like doing stuff because they can't be out like in like the sunlight and stuff. They have to
Right.
be in like very specific areas and whatnot.
Mhm.
But yeah, I assume when Mordor like blows up, a lot of them die.
What? So, like, that part of the map, what? Just uninhabitable now, or like what can
Yeah,
they do with it?
probably.
'Cause,
At
like,
least for like a very long time.
this
Yeah,
is just
probably uninhabitable.
all lava now. Yeah, it's just all lava and scary, spooky stuff. Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. How far away? Well, I guess it's what was it? 13 months they said. But how
Yeah.
far away is? Do we know distance-wise from Mordor to the Shire, or the Shire to Mordor?
The maps that they show in the movie
Mm-hmm.
are accurate, so like you can figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't totally know
It looked far
the
away.
distance. Yeah, I assume it is pretty far away. I think the map is like mostly kind of based on Europe,
Oh wow. Okay.
but I'm not totally sure.
Um. What? Why is Frodo leaving at the end? Why does he join them on the boat?
Because Frodo is like permanently messed up from the ring.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. And like the getting stabbed by the Witch King and stuff. Like he has these like both physical and mental wounds that like will never heal.
Mm-hmm.
But if he goes over to the Undying Lands and stuff, his like he can like it'll essentially like ease his pain if he goes to the Undying Lands because he'll be with like not in like the material plane really anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's more like in heaven essentially. So yeah.
So he dies essentially.
Yep. Well, I mean, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
He like technically he does the opposite of dying because he's going to a
Right.
place where he'll never die.
Oh, that is true. Oh, that hurts my head. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, like it's essentially yeah, like he has to leave Middle Earth because he can't like yeah. Which it's really sad. Like one of the saddest parts of this movie for me is at the end um where Bilbo asks if he can see the ring again.
Mm,
Because that's basically the explanation for why Frodo's leaving is that the ring is like permanently like altered him and
mhm.
Bilbo, and so yeah, and which is why like Frodo is really nice to like Gollum
Mhm.
and stuff is because he's worried that he might become like Gollum. That's why, like in the last movie, he says to Sam, like, "I have to believe that he can come back."
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
oh.
yeah.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
quite. It's sad.
Well, I thought at first Frodo was gonna die in Mount Doom when he was holding to the rock. And then I was like, oh, thank God! Oh, they live happily ever after together again. No,
No,
they
not
don't.
really.
They just rip your heart out at the last minute. I see. What happens to everyone else then?
Um, so Sam becomes mayor of the Shire,
Mhm.
and he lives a great. He's got a wife and a kid, has a great life. Merry and Pippin are like they have really cool lives and stuff, and uh at the end of their lives, they travel back to Gondor one more time, and then
Oh.
like visit all the spots that they went. Like they go visit Lothlorien after all the elves have gone and stuff like that, and then they get buried next to Aragon when they die.
Wow.
Yeah. Legolas, goes with Frodo. He leaves. And then Gimli, I don't really know what happens to the dwarves. That might be information that's out there somewhere, but I don't know what it is.
Mhm. And Aragorn's just hanging out.
Aragorn, he's king. He's like
king.
the best king ever for like a long time, and then yeah, eventually dies.
Does he have the child with Liv Tyler?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's nice. That's my questions for now. Now that it was the last movie, I was able to Google things.
Yeah.
And not spoil myself, even though I was still able to spoil myself on a couple of things before now. But, okay. My notes. Oh, I got a story.
Oh, okay.
And I may have told you this story before, but Legolas and Gimli's drinking game.
Yeah.
At the beginning. And you know how they had all of the mugs everywhere on the table? Let me take you back to the year 2009.
Okay.
The May family was in Disney World. We go to a restaurant. It was like a log cabin. I don't know what it was called. And would you believe it? It was all you can drink milkshakes.
All you can drink milkshakes.
Mm-hmm. The food wasn't good, but dang, were those milkshakes real good. And
Milkshakes were good?
That's what our table looked like. Was the table of Legolas and Gimli was our table in Disney World in 2009.
How many milkshakes did you drink?
I would say that's a good question. I'm gonna text my dad because he would remember. I have there might be a picture somewhere. But I just have this distinct memory of just the whole table covered in cups. And the cups were small, too. So we were down in a lot of shakes. Like, it was a good time. It was like Red Robin with the root beer floats and
Yeah.
freckle lemonade, but with milkshakes. Game changer when it's bottomless milkshakes.
Yeah. That's a lot of milkshakes.
Thank God we weren't lactose intolerant then. How many shakes did we drink? How many milkshakes do you think you can down in one sitting?
What size are we talking about?
Let's go with, like, are you familiar with the size of a Dairy Queen medium milkshake?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I would say if I was like really trying, I could probably get to like 4 or 5.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a respectable number. I would say that as well. What flavor are you going for?
Well, so when I go to In-N-Out, I get the strawberry milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
But when I go to Five Guys or Sonic, I get banana milkshakes.
Oh, interesting.
Big fan of a banana milkshake. Like especially like Sonic or Five Guys, they're using real bananas in the milkshake too, so it's great.
Wow.
Very banana. I'm a big fan of bananas.
You big banana fan? You gotta get your potassium in. Do you get a lot of Sorry, my dad just texted me back. I lost my train. I don't know what I was gonna ask you. Oh, I do remember. This is something to do with milkshakes.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you if you get a lot of muscle cramps because it's associated with bananas.
I don't.
That's
I don't.
good.
But yeah, no, that is if you get muscle cramps eating a banana, that helps.
Yeah, I haven't eaten an actual banana in a few years, but I used
really?
to. Yeah.
I'm all about bananas.
I need to get back on the banana train. It's because I'm waking up middle of the night, Charlie horse, both legs. I'm wobbling the next day, foot cramps.
Yeah.
I used to, at home, I got a bottle of tonic water next to my bed, and every time I got a cramp, I would just drink that, and that helped. But it's probably about 4 years expired, and I don't have any here, so it won't help me now, but...
You could just go buy tonic water.
I could just go buy tonic water, or, hear me out,
Like just go to a grocery store and buy some tonic water.
I could just attach a bunch of bananas on my bed. Get a little command hook. Attach bananas. No, I always got a banana.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Excellent breakfast in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Banana. Put some peanut butter on it.
Yes.
Good way to start your day.
Let me tell you what. So that's how we would cut it up. Banana, cut in half, cut it, hamburger style, and then hot dog. 4 slices. but I didn't, and I still do this whenever we have bananas in the house, but I always ask my mom to do it because I don't like how it feels in my hands. Like, I don't like putting the peanut butter on. I don't like it. I don't like the feeling on my hands. I'll eat it myself. My mom's not feeding me the banana and peanut butter, but I will ask her to put the peanut butter on for me because I don't like, it's all gross. It makes my fingers weird. But it's delicious.
Very nice.
I can really go for banana with peanut butter now, though.
You ever do a peanut butter and banana sandwich?
Isn't that the one Elvis would eat?
No, he would do the what was it called? Like the Gold Rush sandwich or something. And that was you take like a loaf of bread and you cut it in half. You hollow it out. You do an entire jar of peanut butter in one half of the bread. You do an entire jar of jelly in the other. And then you do a pound of bacon in between.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Let me see. Yeah, it's called a oh wait, no, this must be something else. Let's see, Elvis sandwich. I thought it was called the Gold Rush sandwich. It must be, it's gold something. Oh no, apparently he would also eat a peanut butter, banana, and bacon sandwich. This dude just loved weird sandwiches.
To answer your question, though, no, I have not.
Gold loaf.
Fool's
That's
gold.
what it's called.
Oh, you were
Fool's
close.
Gold loaf.
That.
Yeah, and yeah, that's a French loaf of bread, an entire jar of peanut butter, an entire jar of jelly, and a pound of bacon in between. It looks terrible.
I feel sick just thinking about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat that.
Yeah, that's a no for me.
But I've done a peanut butter and banana sandwich. I mean, I would do that when I was a kid. I liked it when I was a kid. I don't know if I would throw bacon into the mix.
Nah, that seems like weird
excessive
flavors. Like,
yeah,
I'm not putting I don't know.
I mean, people wonder why this guy just died of a heart attack.
Jesus. I was thinking this, but I didn't want to say it out loud. Well, I guess it's been 50 years or whatever. So I guess.
Well, I mean, so both Elvis's mother and father both died of heart attacks fairly young, right?
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
And then Elvis died of a heart attack.
Yep.
And then just like last year, his daughter died of no, like a couple months ago, his daughter died of died of a heart attack. So I mean, heart problems running in this family, obviously. And then this dude is loading up on like a pound of bacon a day.
That's not good for the heart.
No,
that's what I've heard. I'm not a doctor, but
it's not recommended.
It's not recommended. And speaking of things that definitely are recommended. So my dad said he had 3 before his meal arrived, and maybe 2 or 3 after. Everyone had at least 2 milkshakes. And then he responded, "We need to go back." So that's what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 11 milkshakes from us.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was a great time. We gotta go back. We gotta go beat those numbers. Show this random restaurant in Disney who's boss, but only when they have bottomless shakes.
Well, it's like, what would be like your goal number? Because like, so we were saying like at least 12 last time, right?
Right.
So
total or personal?
Total. Family total.
I want to hit.
If we're going from 12 first run. What are we hitting the second run?
I want to hit at least 20. Maybe 25.
That's a significant step up.
It is. I think because the Mays are snackers, okay? It's mainly my dad and I. So I think I could definitely up my number. I think he'll up his number. Campbell has developed lactose intolerance since going there, so I don't know if she'll partake. She might
gonna bring the numbers down.
It will. We might have to leave her at home. And I'm sure my mom will throw a few back, so...
Okay.
I don't know.
So it sounds like the brunt of this 20 is going to be on you.
Yeah, it probably will be. You know, I've been training. How long ago was 2009? What, 14 years ago? I've been training. I'll even train for this, you know. I'll drink some milkshakes. And
Okay, so 2009, that was my freshman year of high school.
Mhm.
So you very young.
I was in 2nd grade.
Yeah. So you have over doubled in size.
Yes.
Since the last time you've done this.
Yeah, I'm
So
hoping
you should be able to at least double the milkshake amount.
I should hopefully be able to do more than 2. And I mean, depending on thickness, like, man, those things could go down so smooth, like, and we're solid. We might beat the world record. Who knows?
The world, I don't know what that is.
I don't know either, but we'll figure it out.
Figure it out.
Do you want to take Campbell's spot in the milkshake drinkathon?
Perhaps I
Okay.
could.
There you go. Oh, that's purple. Watch out, world record. Here we come. Now I'm thinking about, I really want a milkshake now. You got it in your gas stations. Do you got those the vending machine, or not the vending machine? The
milkshake machines,
for real
right?
milkshake machine thing.
Yeah, we do. We just started getting those a couple years ago. I've never tried one.
They're pretty good. Make sure you take the aluminum off before you put it in.
Okay.
It's not gonna go well when it's mixed in with your milkshake.
Yeah, I bet.
Sans aluminum, delicious. Very good. They got loads of flavors, because I think over here, I want to say it's Hershey's ice cream, so we got a bunch of random different flavors. It's a good time. And it's a good sized shake.
Okay. I'll have to try one of these.
Yeah. Please do. I haven't had one in a few years, but I will go back. We're getting, you guys getting like a resurgence of 7-Elevens out there?
Kind of. So like we didn't used to have like 7-Elevens in like the town that I live in.
Mm-hmm.
And then so one of the gas stations last year just got like bought out by 7-Eleven or something. So now they're putting big gulps in there, and so which I love a big gulp.
Oh yes.
I used to be all about when I used to work as a an in-classroom assistant at an elementary school.
Oh really?
A couple years back.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was working with special needs kids and stuff.
Oh wow.
And so get off work, right? Like 2 blocks down the road, card shop where I would go play Magic and all that stuff. In between a 7-Eleven. It's like literally every day after work, walk to the 7-Eleven, get a hot dog, get a big gulp, go over to the card shop. That was my day.
That's a good day right there.
Yeah.
We're similar to you. One of the gas stations back home I think a Sunoco got bought out by 7-Eleven, and then they're building a 7-Eleven by my house. So, and it's somewhere I don't have to get on the highway to get to. So I might be getting slushies. Ices.
Oh,
Slushies? Yeah. Ices. I don't know what they're branded at 7-Eleven, but
Slushy.
Getting a slushie.
Slurpee.
Slurpee. Okay. Getting a Slurpee. I'm very excited. I've never been in a 7-Eleven, but I'm excited.
Oh, really?
No.
Big fan of the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, gas stations over here are kind of like royalty, so it's. I hope it.
See, what we have over here that's more popular is the AM/PM.
AM/PM.
Yeah, I don't think you guys have AM/PMs over there.
No, not
Too much good stuff. That's the motto of the AM/PM.
Is it like a 7-Eleven or?
Yeah, it was like their thing was that like they had like way more like food and stuff in the AM/PM than like a 7-Eleven would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it like made to order stuff or?
No, it's all like pre-made stuff, but they would do like cheeseburgers and all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it was never very good, but
Oh.
you know how it is. Nachos, all that kind of crap.
Mm-hmm. See, you gotta come out to the East Coast and get Sheets and Wawa. And Rudders. You gotta just come to Pennsylvania. We got we got all three. We got sheets, rudders, and Wawa. It'll be great. It's a good time. You got MTO to your heart's content.
Let's see what else is really popular around here, and this may be why we never the 7-Elevens never really took off here. Is that we have a lot of truck stops.
Oh,
because we live right on the freeway, right? I-5,
right.
the main freeway that goes down.
Oh.
Towns right smack dab on the middle of this highway, and so yeah, truck stops everywhere. And you go to a truck stop, and then we're talking all kinds of stuff. Truck stop.
Yeah, that's how it is on the turnpikes. Yeah, you go on the turnpikes. You got truck stops. You got your Pizza Huts and your.
It's they've got a half a Domino's, half a Popeyes, half a Taco Bell. Yeah, it's great.
It's different at every truck stop, so it's you want KFC, you got to go down a couple more. Sorry, don't make the rules. Yeah. Truck stops are wild. Good bathrooms. I like their bathrooms. They're pretty nice. You know what's also nice? Lord of the Rings.
What's that?
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I like a Lord of the Rings.
My next note, I don't know how familiar you are with the Civilization game franchise. I know we've talked about it before. I can't remember how familiar.
I played a lot of Civ 2.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Sauron is pretty much just going for a domination victory here. He's taken over each of the things. He's got his units. But they aren't... Gandalf and the good side, they're doing it all wrong. You gotta take out the ranged units. Don't worry about the melee units until they're at your front door. You gotta take down the catapults. You gotta take down the bow and arrows.
Yeah, siege weapons.
You gotta take those out before you can take down melee. Melee is not your main worry yet. The catapults are gonna mess you up. Ooh, I just moved my.
Well, it's Denethor's. I mean, this is what keeps happening in these. It's the same thing that happened at the Battle of Helm's Deep, right? Mm-hmm. Is that the humans keep wanting to not get in the fight, they keep just want to lock themselves in the castles and just wait out. Can't do that.
No.
War's here this time. It's not just it's not just a casual battle. This is winner take all.
Exactly. Look at the sky, people. It's black.
Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah. Well, Denethor's an idiot. So.
I wanted to punch him in the face.
Yeah, he's the worst.
He wasn't listening to anyone. And his son's dead now. Oh, now he's gonna care about him? What an asshole. I don't like him.
Yeah, no, nobody likes Denethor. He's the worst.
He is the worst. Ugh. Jerk.
And then he gets lit on fire and falls off a building. It's great.
I was like, where's he? He's run into there. It reminded me of Titanic when that guy slams into the thing. Because he slams into that rock.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. It's, Frodo should have brought chapstick. He's got some chap lips, man.
I don't know if they have chapstick in Middle-earth. I don't know if they've gotten to that invention yet.
They should figure out the science tree quicker then, in that case. If you're going to be that close to heat and, you gotta...
No water.
No water? That was...
They run out of water.
The couple drops. That's all they got. That's it. All gone.
Yeah.
Time to Return of the King. So I kind of wasn't paying attention. I was too deep into the movie to realize when they're turning. I said maybe 4157 when they started reforging the sword.
Okay, so there are a couple different places where you could say this is when Return of the King happens, right? First one, obviously, when Gandalf says the name of the movie.
Yes,
that's a good spot.
That's a good spot.
When he tells Denethor, you don't have the authority to deny the return of the king. Yeah. The reforging of Narsil into Andwyl, Flame of the West.
What a great scene. That's
scene. Oh, it's so hype.
It's so hype.
Yeah.
I love a good blacksmith scene.
Yeah, it's great. But then also end of the movie when Aragorn gets crowned king. Then that is the return of the king.
Return. of the king. What a great time. Big fan. Do you have any gripes with this movie?
So the biggest thing about this movie, one, most of the opening scene,
Mhm.
that's not that's the extended edition version of the opening scene. You can tell that they're running out of budget on the special effects real bad. When
Yes.
in the theatrical cut, Saruman's not in it at all.
Oh.
Yeah, they show up to like Isengard, meet up with Merry and Pippin, and then that's it.
That's it.
So yeah, all that stuff looks terrible. It looks real bad when he's up in the tower and then he falls and lands on a spike and shit.
That is when I texted you. Wow, Harry Potter really is just Lord of the Rings, because it reminded me of when Dumbledore falls in Half-Blood Prince. It's almost exactly the same. White guy, wizard with white beard, long white hair, falls off a high building and dies. Like,
yeah. But so the biggest gripe is that the movie cuts out the scourging of the Shire, which we talked about a little bit before. So in the books, Saruman doesn't die there. Saruman and Wormtongue flee after Isengard gets taken over.
oh.
And you don't see them again until the end of the book. They get back to the Shire, and Saruman and Wormtongue, they've taken over the Shire, and they poison the water, they've cut down all the trees, they've been fucking up the Shire. And then the hobbits, they have to save the Shire from Saruman.
Oh my god. What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
It is. They cut down Bilbo's party tree.
No.
Yeah, but then that's where we talked about it before. Sam, he gets the seeds for the magic tree from when they get the gifts and all that, and so he plants it at the spot of Bilbo's party tree, and it grows.
Oh.
And it's the special, cause, so like, you know, when you see the trees in the elf kingdom and they're like the houses that are like inside of trees and stuff. That's the kind of tree that it is.
Oh, cool.
And so after the elves leave, all the ones in like Lothlorien and all that stuff, they fade away and they're not like dope magic trees anymore. So the last one is in the Shire.
Oh, fun. Oh.
Yeah.
If you had to live in one of the lands in peacetime without fear of ruin, which one would you live in?
Huh. Well, so I think this is tough actually, because there's a couple different like Rivendell's pretty dope. Lothlorien, pretty sweet. You get to hang out with the elves, but also like the elves, they always seem like they're super busy and stuff, and they're kind of stuffy. So as far as the movies go, I think the answer is you live in the Shire, right? Hang out with a bunch of people who don't do a lot, you know, not a lot of work in there, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Seems like a blast. Everybody's singing songs all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Looks pretty great. As far as the books go, I would go live in the forest with Tom Bombadil.
Okay, I want to know about Tom Bombadil. Now that we are at the end of our journey, I want to know about this dude.
Okay. So Tom Bombadil's a very strange character. So in the first book, they're like going through the forest right when they leave the Shire, and they meet up with this dude, Tom Bombadil, who's like singing songs and all kinds of stuff. He's a super weird dude. He saves them from a tree that tries to kill them.
Oh.
Not like an ant, just like a big tree.
Big tree.
Yeah. And what's weird about him is Frodo shows him the ring, and Tom Bombadil's not affected by the ring.
Oh.
So the ring doesn't mess with his mind or anything. He puts it on. He doesn't turn invisible. He does a magic trick with the ring and like does like the it's behind your ear thing.
Fun.
Yeah. that's kind of that's sort of it. Um, what Tom Bombadil is specifically is never like solved. He's older than the elves. He's older than Gandalf. He's probably the oldest thing in Middle Earth.
Oh wow.
Like he talks about how he was in Middle Earth before Melkor, the OG bad guy, showed up. Um, the, what he actually is Gerald Tolkien wrote before he even wrote The Hobbit. He wrote a short story, basically just for his kids.
Oh.
It's like the Adventures of Tom Bombadil or whatever, and it uses a lot of like the hobbits are in there, right, and a bunch of other like things that would eventually get worked into Lord of the Rings. Like the farmer who remember at the beginning of Fellowship of the Ring when they're running through the fields, the farmers' fields, because they stole his vegetables and stuff.
Yeah.
That farmer is in the original Tom Bombadil stories.
Oh wow.
And in the book, like he's like not afraid of ring wraiths or anything. He's like apparently he's like a total badass.
Hell yeah.
But basically like J.R.R. Tolkien just like really liked the character, and so he wrote him into Lord of the Rings, and then made him like he's like a god level being. Like he's like the most powerful person in all of Middle Earth.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And so like Frodo asked Gandalf, he's like, can we just like leave the ring with him? Like it doesn't affect him. He's gonna be fine. And Gandalf is like, we can't leave it with him because he'll forget that the ring exists and he'll just leave it somewhere. Because he doesn't give a shit about it.
Oh my god. Oh, what a nice dude. Oh, that seems like a good place to live with Tom Bombadil.
Yeah, Tom Bombadil's sick.
Yeah. Huh. I like the Shire personally.
Shire's awesome.
They're just hanging out. They're just smoking and doing what they want to do. I don't know, and singing songs.
Having big old parties, living in holes.
Exactly. Going to the pub, drinking and singing songs, pub songs. What more could you want?
Yeah. Absolutely true.
Although I will say I will be wearing shoes, or at least socks.
Well, yeah, but you don't have the Hobbit feet, so
No,
you'd have to wear shoes.
Are they just like calloused up? Like, is that
their feet are like huge and super strong.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wearing socks. I get cold. I'm wearing socks. Like, and I'd bring extras just in case I walked into a puddle. Just in case. I thought this out. What other thoughts do you have on this movie?
It's dope movie.
It is.
Lots of good stuff in it. At the end when Aragorn gets crowned king and they all bow, he tells the hobbits, you bow to no one, and then they all bow to the hobbits. Oh, it's awesome.
It's so good. It's so good. Let me tell you what. Okay, going into this, I only knew of a couple of people. Sam deserves more credit.
Sam's the best.
He is the best. He deserves almost as much credit, only like this tiny bit, as Frodo. He was there the whole damn time. Well, Frodo, I mean, he was like possessed by the ring or whatever. So, I mean, I guess he deserves a little bit more than just a teeny little bit. But like, Sam's there the entire way.
Yeah, no, Sam's awesome.
Like physically, he goes through everything that. Okay, maybe not physically, because like not like you know what I mean. Like Sam's their dog. He's there.
No, but yeah, he takes care of a lot of business.
Mm-hmm.
The job doesn't get done without Sam.
Exactly, because he took the ring whenever the. I love Sam. He's great.
Sam could have gone to the Undying Lands with Frodo if he wanted to.
Oh, really?
Because the reason they let all the ring bearers go to the Undying Lands and Sam was technically a ring bearer for a time.
Oh, wow. Huh. I, so, what? You know what threw me off real bad? Was Gollum. Gollum taking Frodo's finger.
Yeah, bites that shit off.
Was not.
Yeah.
One moment we can't see him. Well, I guess we can see Gollum. Next minute, Frodo's hand's all bloody.
Yep.
And he doesn't have a finger. And it's all gone. Well, it's not all gone. But, like, if you hadn't tried to figure out what happens in that scene, that wouldn't have been something I would have included. Just taken off. I wasn't, let me tell you what, now I know what all of Lord of the Rings in 99 seconds means. I know it.
You got all the references?
I got all the references. What I did after every movie was I watched each segment. And, the one theme, is played like a ton throughout each of the movies. And it was the theme that he used for part of the Two Towers. So I knew that part really well. Because every time that theme played, I would sing that part in my head. So it's like, I definitely knew what happened in the Two Towers. But like, and now I know what all the things happen. And there's at one point in the song where he goes through a bunch of the characters really fast. Like, I know all of them. This is great. I know what's going on. It was a good moment. It was... what a time. What a time. I know pop cultural references now.
Yeah.
At least with Lord of the Rings. I'm happy to know what the memes mean. And now I'm going to move on and watch The Hobbit at some point. And
it's a lot of movie.
It's a lot of movie. It's...
Just make sure you don't watch the extended editions for those.
Okay.
Very bad.
Oh, very bad. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
But I love Martin Freeman.
Yeah, he's great. He's a really good Bilbo.
Who else of the people? I'm pretty sure I asked you this when we watched The Hobbit, the 1977 Hobbit. But who of the people in Lord of the Rings is in The Hobbit?
So in the Peter Jackson movies, Gandalf is there, obviously. They bring in Legolas for some reason. Yeah, he's there.
Oh.
Galadriel's there. Elrond is there. Saruman. I think that's it.
Fun. Do they sing songs in the Hobbit movies?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, they do. The songs are dope. Songs are good.
I'm excited. We got a couple songs in this movie, which is great.
Mm-hmm. They really let the songs go in this one, which is dope. The Pippin song is amazing. Yes. Great scene.
It's so good. I read that it was Billy Boyd singing it, and well, I mean, which you can tell it's him singing it. But the reason he did sing it was one of the co-writers went out with karaoke with a bunch of the cast members and she heard him sing and he was like, oh, you gotta sing on the movie now.
Yeah.
Which was great. That was a good, because it was like things had kicked off, but like he sings that and then shit really kicks off. Like,
this is Pippin. You get like all of Pippin's story in this movie, which is great.
Yeah.
Because like he spends like the first two movies just being a total fuck up. He fucks up at the beginning of this movie, and then he grabs the Palantir and gets all fucked up.
Aww.
But he goes and he like saves everybody in this movie. He saves Gandalf. He saves Faramir. Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, what a little dude! I love him. I love Pippin.
Pippin's the best.
Oh, Pippin. Oh, you know what part got me hype was when, the pronunciation of her name is escaping me.
Eowyn?
Eowyn, when she takes down the Witch King or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. I stood up and
Stabs him in
started
the face.
cheering. Yeah, it was great. It was like, no man takes down this. I'm a woman. Bam. Suck it. It was a good time. That was a good moment for women everywhere. Let me tell you what.
So this is a detail that gets left out of the movie, but it's a sweet thing from the book, which is that the reason Eowyn's able to kill the Witch King, one, it is like the prophecy like of the Witch King of Angmar is like, no living man can kill him or whatever. So it's a funny little loophole in like the in the prophecy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But she's able to kill him because she's using Mary's sword, which we talked about this in Fellowship, which is that in the movies they make it to where Galadriel gives Merry and Pippin their swords, but in the books that's not where they get them. They get them from a it's kind of like a graveyard thing when they're hanging out with Tom Bombadil, and there's like I think this is where it happens. But there's like basically like a graveyard of these people who like fought against like the Witch King of Angmar from like back in the day.
Oh,
and so they have
cool.
like they have like magic swords that are built specifically to like fight those dudes.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's
Details.
I gotta read the books now. I love details. Yeah. I like seeing how everything connects. Big fan of connections. But I gotta read The Hobbit first. I gotta read through that first. I feel like I had a question. I don't remember what. It went out the window. Let me tell you what. I am so mad at myself that I did not get into Lord of the Rings sooner. I'm missing out on this fantasy fun time.
Pretty sweet.
This is pretty sweet. Like, so many things happened. So many battles were had. A lot of people died.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm glad, because I was really worried going into this movie that people, like, I was like, it's gotta happen. Someone in the Fellowship's going to die. Which, I mean, technically Frodo and Gandalf, they go off or whatever. But, like, none of the main
characters die.
No one had a gruesome death.
No.
Which was nice.
Like, Theoden dies.
Yeah.
That sucks. Well, I mean, somebody in the Fellowship already did die, right?
Yeah,
like,
that is
Boromir got messed up.
At the beginning, yeah.
So, yeah.
Sean Bean.
Yeah, everybody else makes it out pretty good.
Everyone else makes, yeah. It is, that's a positive, you know? You're 8
and then
out
they
of 9.
sort of replace Boromir with Faramir anyway. And Faramir's way better, so.
He is. He's
awesome.
Hype. He's what a guy. What a guy. Does he marry Eowyn?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. They were cute. They were cute there at the end. Oh, that makes me happy. I'm trying to think. No. Okay. I was trying to think of, does anybody else get together that?
No. I mean, there's Aragorn and Arwen.
Right.
And Sam and Rosie, and then that's about it.
Okay. Yeah. As long as everyone's happy, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Did you have any final thoughts on the month of the Lord of the Rings or the movie?
So just like general gripes.
Oh, yes.
Some characters that are left out. Glorfindale, that kind of thing.
That's an awesome name.
I think one thing that I really don't like at the end of it would cost them nothing to do this. But they don't tell you who has all the rings of power.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get the 3 elven rings, which are the rings of power that are still like working and stuff. You find out Galadriel shows off hers. You don't find out who are the other ones, which obviously Elrond has one of the rings, but Gandalf is the one who has the other ring.
Oh, get
And
out!
it's sort of like a reveal at the end of the books when they're going to the Undying Lands and Frodo finally sees Gandalf's ring, which is he carries the it's like because like each of the rings is like connected to like one of like the elements or whatever, and so like Gandalf's ring is like fire. That's why he does like the magic fireworks and all that stuff. But yeah, it's like I don't know. I think that that's worth showing people.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Nice to see.
And then just like the big thing for me, and it's like I love these movies. I watch them all the time. I think they're fantastically made movies. I don't think that you can make a better adaptation of Lord of the Rings in film than what this is. But I do think that the movies have a tendency to focus entirely on the plot and not a lot on the story. And so you end up missing a lot of what the books are actually about in favor of just like telling the story of like, here's some big battles, they're tossing the ring, Legolas is surfing on elephants. Right?
I watched that a few times. That was cool.
Well, like the books are a lot more about like sort of the way that like war leaves scars on the world and on the people who fought in the wars and stuff. Like Frodo's journey, obviously, at the end is like he's based on like the people J.R.R. Tolkien saw go to World War I and come back, and they were never able to like really be the way that they were ever again. Like they have a permanent scars from the war. And so like I said with the Scourging of the Shire, right? That's something that they take out, which is like a huge part of what the books are about. It's about coming home and realizing that like it's gone forever. Like the Shire is irrevocably different because of the war. And you don't really get any like the movies do really kind of wrap up and are just like, and everything was fine. Nothing bad ever happened again. And that's very not in tone with what like the books are about. The books are about like getting a win despite the world really sucking. Like yeah, like shit sucks, but you know what? We did that really good thing and we stopped the world from getting destroyed forever and stuff. But like, yeah, it sucks.
Oh. Huh. Oh.
I think like the best thing that the movies do is, and I honestly think this is just an extended edition scene. I don't think this is in the actual movie, but the conversation that Gandalf has with Pippin when they think that like they're gonna die, because like like when Gondor's being like sieged and they think they're gonna lose or whatever, and like Gandalf has that conversation with Pippin where he's like this isn't the end. Like there's a journey after life or whatever. And we're do that and stuff. And I think that's the closest the movies ever really get to. And there's a couple other bits I really like too. Like in the first movie, there's the where Frodo like talks about like I wish Bilbo had killed Gollum when he had the chance. And my favorite quote from all Lord of the Rings and the books and the movies and stuff, but it's the it's like many who live deserve death, and many who have died deserve life. Can you give it to them? And yeah, that's super dope. It's awesome. I think those are like the heights of the movie that it gets as far as like storytelling wise. But yeah, this is just a situation where it's just like the books are so much better. And despite these are really really great movies, but it's just like you're able to do things with a book that you can't do in a movie, because when you're reading a book, nobody is bothering you to get back with the plot.
Aw. Yeah, okay. I'm definitely gonna have to read these books now. Yeah, I like that scene with Gandalf and Pippin at the end where they think they're gonna die. That made me cry a lot. Like
Yeah, it's really really great.
It's very emotional. Yeah, it's woof. Yeah. And you know, This is gonna be a bad segue. Hey, you know, if you wanna feel all those emotional bits, but rather hear me out, listen to those emotional bits, Brennan, how can we help people out with that?
Well, they could go to audible.com/trial/HBO Max, MAKS, all lowercase, and they could get a free trial of Audible, and they can get one free book that they get to keep, even if they cancel the membership. And yeah, we've been recommending it all month, but yeah, it's Lord of the Rings month. Pick up a Lord of the Rings book.
Woo.
Read by Andy Serkis himself. Yeah. Oh, Makenna.
Yeah.
Gollum's origin story.
Gollum's origin story. Okay, the movie started, and I was like, I think that's Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Oh, that, and then his Deagle or Donegal or whatever the other guy's name is, he was like, oh, he called him Smeagol, and I was like, wait a second, it's happening. Because I remember you saying that we get stuff, but I couldn't remember when I think you may have said it was in the beginning. I can't remember when you said we were gonna get it, but I was like, oh my god, right off the bat, we're here, baby.
Was it everything you wanted it to be?
And more.
Yeah.
His transformation into Gollum.
It's creepy.
It's so scary. Like, it's never how I would have ever imagined it. It's so much worse than I imagined it in my head. Like, the descent. Yeah, it's, 'cause how do we know how long that took?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds. Oh god. That's terrible.
Yeah. And this is a great little bit for the way that the movie ends, which is that like Sauron gets like punished for how much he tortured Gollum, because at the end Sauron's won. Frodo's taken the ring. He's gonna try to be the Lord of the Rings or whatever. That's not gonna work out for Frodo. He doesn't know that. But then because the ring spent so long poisoning Gollum's mind or something, even after Sauron has won, they fight over the ring and it destroys the ring on accident.
Freaking Sauron and his spotlight eye. Dude, let me tell you what, that made me laugh when it just swiveled over to the entrance. Like, what are we, in a play or something? Like,
yeah, it's I don't, because that's not actually like, that's like an interpretation of how they talk about Sauron in the books or whatever. It's not like in the books they're not like, oh yeah, it's a big tower with an eye on top. That's not. They just need like a visual representation. But yeah, I think it looks so silly, and especially my favorite part is at the end when after the ring's destroyed and the Tower of Barad-dûr is like falling over, and you just see the eye like looking around like panicking, and it's like.
It reminded me almost of Portal 2 with like Wheatley and all the other.
Yeah.
Like, it's just another one of the. Yeah, I think that there's even a red one. Now that's Sauron.
It looks really goofy.
Well, the reason that, you know how like it's destroyed from the bottom up. Mm-hmm. They had to do that because it was so close to 9/11. They didn't want to do it. So like. Okay, bottom up, I guess. That's why that was. But yeah, it was almost like Legos being knocked over or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It happens really, really slowly, and if they give the eye so much time to like look around.
Oh, that's fantastic. But as we mentioned, it's the end of the Lord of the Rings month.
Yeah.
What's happening next month?
So actually, Makenna, while we were doing this podcast, I realized that we're going to have a bit of a question for next week, because next themed month that we're doing, and by the way, this is the last of the themed months. People don't. We're getting close to announcing things, but phase 2, the theme month era, is coming to a close as we hit phase 3. This will be the last of the theme months. It's going to be Coen Brothers month. Woo! Something we've been talking about doing pretty much since the beginning of this podcast, doing Coen Brothers movies. We're gonna start it off with one of your favorite movies, McKenna, Fargo.
If it wasn't at the bottom of my stack of media, I have a Fargo book, but it's at the very bottom of everything.
Oh, have you read it yet?
I've read about half of it. It's on the TV show, but I'm still gonna read the other half just because there are tidbits about the movie, but it's very good.
But McKenna, I just realized March, 5-week month.
5-week month
for our schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So we have an extra week.
We have an extra week.
We have a week to fill between Lord of the Rings month and Coen Brothers month.
What do we do? What do we do?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know what we do. I don't know. I don't. So we can do 5 Coen Brothers movies if we want.
We could.
We could fill it in with something random.
We could do the Downton Abbey movie.
I don't think I have time to watch the entire Downton Abbey show before we get to it.
No. This is my time to shine now. You watch it not knowing anything, and then you come to me with your questions.
How accessible is just the movie without having seen the show?
Hold on, let me look it up. Because it was on Amazon Prime for a time. But we're not doing the 2022 movie. I don't like that one as much. I think the 2019 movie, it's on HBO Max.
Okay.
The 2019 movie, I think that one's much better. Personally, yeah, it's on HBO Max.
But will I be able to understand what's happening if we watch it?
Let me refresh my memory. Okay. That is a good question. Because I'm reading through it and I've read
because I'm gonna tell you, it's not gonna be a good impression on my thoughts of the series if I go in and I just spend 2 hours just not knowing what's happening.
Knowing anything. Maybe it wouldn't be. Yeah, because it just continues the storyline from the series. Yeah, you are gonna be lost. Okay, maybe we shouldn't. Imelda Staunton's in it though. The king and queen come to Downton, but there are definitely a lot of bits in it.
We'll figure it out. We'll come up with a plan for next week. We'll let you know. Follow us on the Twitter to find out what movie we're gonna do next week.
Yes. It'll be a good one, no matter what we do. It always is. Now I gotta think of movies. But yes, we got final theme month. We got announcements. We got another press conference.
Yep.
What's gonna happen? Who knows? We don't know. We know some bits.
We are almost a month to the day from the next press conference.
I am a half hour away from the next press conference.
4/20,
half hour
2023.
It's a big day. It's a big day in HBO Max history. Sis, to keep up with all of our shenanigans, if you will, follow the Twitter at HBO Max, HBO MAKS. We got both updates and good tweets.
Solid tweets. My sister just went through the Twitter account today for some reason. And while I was on FaceTime with her, she was just going through and laughing at everything. You can also... Oh, before I do the rest of the rigmarole, Brandon, where can people find you? Oh, they can find me on Twitch and Twitter and TikTok, all the same handle, at Jose Ruckus.
Woo! You can follow me on Twitter, PodPins212. We can also on YouTube and podcast platforms. You can follow the podcast. HBO. I was going to say YouTube. HBO Max, HBO MAKS. Subscribe and comment and follow and like and hit the bell and all the things. Brandon, what should people comment this week?
I want to know where they would want to live in. Because that's a question we answered earlier on the podcast. Do you want to live in the Shire? Do you want to live in Gondor? Do you want to live in the Rohirrim? Where do you want to live?
Where you want to live? Where you want to live?
Lothlorien's pretty dope.
Yes. Happily ever after, baby. So yes, comment that. And I didn't figure out what to end this podcast with. I don't know a good ending for this show. I didn't write down anything. I lied. The only quote I wrote down was Billy Boy saying, "I think I fell in love a little" when he kissed Viggo Mortensen. Are you looking up quotes?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm pulling up some quotes.
Thank you.
Let me get you. It's a dangerous business, Frodo, going out your door.
It is. Anything could happen.
What about side by side with a friend?
Aww.
I could do that.
What a lovely way to end. Yay, bye.